Hey, it's Jim Ed with the Improvement Channel. Today we are taking a look at this Ryland welder. I'm going to set this up to be a flux core welder. It does come with some flux core wire. You can also, there's some accessories you can purchase separately and do stick welding with this as well. The main thing with this is it's super small, very light, portable, even comes with a shoulder strap that I've gotten installed on here. This is going to make it easy if you're, for me, working on a fence or something and you want to get it off into the woods. But enough of that. Let me show you how to load the wire up on this. This will only take the smaller rolls. Of course, this is a compact design. You're not going to stick a 10-pound roll in here. So we're just going to remove these two pieces. I've already removed the paper off of here, and just make sure I stuck this back into a different hole so this thing will just unwind on you, so be careful, don't let it do that. You do have a piece that's a little messed up here on the end always, so you've got to cut that off. So have some cutters ready. And then you're going to want to load that with this wire on the bottom. So we got our piece on there. All right, now it's going to stay put. You've got some tension with the spring. Now I can use two hands over here. All right, get it right in there. So now that it's in, this other roller will go down on top, which will shove it down into this little valley that has ridges in it, and that will cause it to feed. So that part is done. I'll leave that open. We'll turn it on in the back. Okay. I like to turn the feed all the way up. There we go. All right, wire's out. We're good. Sometimes you have to take the tip off. Normally you don't. Go ahead and cut this off. Now we're ready to roll. All right, let's fire this up and do some welding. Other than some tacking that I've done, here is my first weld. So I'm getting going with it, and there's a little bit of a learning curve, but really not that much. This thing is fairly easy to use. It's working with you as far as this built-in chip and everything. It's really cool. If you do your homework on this welder, I think you'll probably figure out, as I have, that this is the welder that I'll be using the most. Anytime I'm doing flux core, this is going to be the go-to. So let me give you some thoughts on the welding process as you're watching me kind of finish this up. I'll also have just showed you the first weld, so this is my last weld, so you can kind of see and probably hear the difference. This thing had a pretty short learning curve to it, able to figure it out pretty quick. There are a lot of features at work in this with this RI chip that they have on here. This chip keeps things working smoothly, coolly. The fan barely turned on. I'll mention that here in a minute. But this welder, you really don't have to worry about it. You can just go weld. It's going to make adjustments on the fly for you. It's going to make you a little bit better. And also, it's going to keep you from damaging the machine. I did all this welding, and the fan cycled on and off on its own a little bit. You don't have to really worry about cycle time. It's going to flip the fan on. And you know when you hear that fan flipping back off that you're really not using it too hard, and I wasn't in this case. So I just had the opportunity to run through quite a bit of welding here with this Ryland welder. I've welded enough to get comfortable with it, and I would say that it's
rather easy to use. If you're a beginner welder, this is a great place to start. It doesn't take up too much space. It's not real heavy. If you're not a beginner welder and you're going to the point where you're transporting this thing to do minor jobs or maybe even larger jobs, a heavy-duty extension cord or a generator, and you can be off to welding fences and things like that, like I have done in the past. This would be a great item for that. I've been lugging a super heavy welder around. This would do the trick. You could throw it over your shoulder, get it to where you're going to be welding at, and make it happen. This does not come with a helmet. This Ryland helmet is separate. It works very well. It is auto darkening. I would definitely get an auto darkening welding helmet. And it's got the grind feature on the side, which, kind of the joke in welding is if you use the grind feature, you're definitely going to be, looking at some marks. So I don't ever use that feature. I just put it on. Let's see, I've got it here on 12, and that seemed to be about right for this. But yeah, overall, this welder is excellent. It did not overheat. As a matter of fact, the fan turns off if it's not too hot. And lots of times, to my surprise, the fan just turned right on off, so it wasn't even that hot. And I did quite a bit of welding. I'd say I probably did a straight, probably 1.5 feet worth of bead. And I think that's pretty good on a 120-volt welder like this. So, yeah, I think this could be a good fit for a lot of people.